Free on Epic until October 30th is Fear the Spotlight, an occult lesbian high school horror game where you play as Vivian, a nerdy girl who has the hots for her friend Amy, a goth girl, and together they break into their high school to nab a Ouija board from the library display case. Once they get that, they perform a seance that goes terribly wrong, and they end up getting separated. Fear the Spotlight is way less scary than Amnesia the Bunker. It's got more of a Goosebumps vibe than, the horror that'll make you crap your pants vibe that we were getting from Amnesia the Bunker. It consists of Vivian walking through the school, looking for clues, unraveling a story at the same time of a 1991 fire where 30 people died in the school. And the story revolves around a school play, typical high school themes, like bullying and, wanting to be the lead in the play, and the cool kids versus the nerds and less popular quiet people. All the same things that's probably been going on for years and years and lifetimes. Good bit of the game is puzzles and trying to find out how to get one thing that you need to unlock further progress. You have a few run-ins with the spotlight guy. That's actually the most tense parts of the game is when you run into that dude. He's pretty tough. You got to keep Vivian's asthma in check because she has an inhaler, and if you have to use it, you got to find another inhaler. And basically, when you run into the spotlight guy, that's when you're going to end up needing to use your inhaler. So you don't, I guess, have a full-on asthma attack and cease out right then and there. So no pooping, just asthma. I don't want to spoil things as far as the whole story, so I'll try not to say too much, but so we're going to avoid that if we can. My likes and dislikes. Well, I like the story. The story's actually really cool. I like the gameplay's decent. There's, not the typical type of game I would play, but I still, it's still something worth playing. It's not unenjoyable. The puzzles aren't bad. I don't even like puzzles typically, but these ones kind of make sense in this type of game. You want to try to find a way to survive and whatnot. The villain is pretty badass. He's pretty cool, Mr. Spotlight. That's what I call him. I don't know. He has an actual name, but I ain't trying to give that away either. So what do I dislike? Well, the movement is really slow. And even when you're running, it's just like you're moving hella slow. And I'm so not used to that with these modern games. The puzzles aren't, puzzles are cool, but I don't like, the graphics are a bit dated. There's a lot of minor backtracking, things like that. That's not really a lot of fun, but it actually makes sense in this game, even though some of it's a bit much. You go one place and get one thing, and then you'll have to go all the way back where you were when you realized you needed that thing. Sort of like that, but it makes sense. It's better than like fetch quests. It's kind of similar to them, but it's better anyway because it makes sense in this game. And of course, everyone knows by now, I don't like reading. I wish that, these things that tell a story would at least kind of have voiceover on that or something. Because, God, all that reading. So at first, I thought I wasn't going to like the game. It seemed kind of weird at first. It looked like bad, not great graphics and things like that. But it kind of grew on me pretty quickly. I wound up actually beating the game, or at least possibly beating the game. I did roll some credits. Um, it's really well made for the very small dev team that actually made it. I know when the credits rolled, it only took like a minute. There really weren't very many people involved in making this game. I just want to thank everybody for watching. Get you to do all the blah blah blahs and stuff, and like, subscribe, whatever the blahs are. Try it; you might like it. And also, sound off in the comments, man. Let me know if you like it when the nerdy kid gets the popular kid, or would you like to see this nerdy girl get the goth chick? Yep, let me know in the comments. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.